All right. We shall get started. Let's just one quick caveat before we get started. I mentioned this earlier, but it bears repeating. This call is about Shakepay's culture, how we work, about the application process. We work remotely, so questions are around kind of any of those topics, fair game. We'll stay away from tokens in the future that you may want us to list, or other kind of product features that you may want us to add. However, we may explore that kind of conversation in a different call in the future. But we are really excited to welcome Sophie, Shakepay's operations lead, to this Meet the Team call. Welcome, Sophie.
Thank you, Chris. I know that last time, I think it was 2 weeks ago, you had Sam that did an amazing job. So I'm going to try to be as helpful and entertaining as Hussam was last time.
Awesome. Whether it's like these calls or like one-on-ones that I have internally, the question I always like to start with is, how did you get into cryptocurrency? What was your kind of inflection point? How did you get in?
Yeah, for me, it's a bit of a strange story. I have a finance background, and if you go back 10 years ago, finance hated Bitcoins. It was super, super volatile. It's an intangible asset. It trades on nothing. My job before was actually analyzing public companies, so looking at their profits and saying, okay, I think we should buy this company, say the stock of Coca-Cola on the stock market. And I remember when I was with my friends working, and we would see one day like Bitcoin was up 20%, and then the day after it was down 40%. We're just laughing and saying like, ha, 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 this is so stupid. Like, who would buy this? Literally. And then I actually had created a profile on AngelList, and Jean, our CEO, reached out to me a bit over 3 years ago, and he was like, hey, would you like to join Shakepay? I'm like, Shakepay, Bitcoins, this is a big no-no for finance. And then Jean actually sent me a lot of articles, some YouTube videos, and that's literally when it all clicked. I realized how much important and like how valuable Bitcoin is, and especially Ethereum for the financial markets. So now we see DeFi. I had already foreseen this back like 3 years ago. So I'm super, super happy with DeFi. And yeah, here I am 3 years later, happy being in the crypto world. And yeah.
I love it. So Jean just reached out of the blue, and that completely changed your outlook after some self-education.
Exactly. It changed my life, basically.
I love it. Why don't we kind of talk a little bit about what you do on a day-to-day basis? What does the operations lead for Shakepay do?
Yeah, so 3 years ago when Jean reached out to me, I was hired as financial operations manager, meaning I had to make sure that we had enough money in the bank account, in our crypto wallets, to make sure that all of the transactions were flowing. Everything was running smoothly. And then a year ago, my job changed to being ops lead. And at that time, we were like 3 people in the ops team. It was like 1 person in FinOps that literally took on my previous job. 1 person was in customer support. So we were just chilling, having fun. And now we have a lot of customer supports. We have some KYC analysts. We have a risk team. We obviously have a FinOps team. We're over 20 people. So my day-to-day a year ago versus now is very different. I basically need to make sure that everything runs smoothly in ops team. So all of the teams that I just talked about, that they know what they need to do, that they do it well. But also what is super important to me, I love to make sure that they are happy. And this is not just me as a manager wanting people in my team to be happy. It's also everybody wanting me to be happy too. Just to give you like an example, for Christmas, it was already, like it's been locked down for a year. So we were all remote, and we did a secret Santa. Roy, our CTO and co-founder, picked me. I didn't know it was a secret Santa. And so when I opened my gift, it was actually a bag of fromage en grain. Fromage en grain is the best cheese in the entire world. So for you guys that are not from Quebec, it's a cheese that we make here in Quebec that we use in the poutine. And I was just so happy with having fromage en grain as my gift. But it was actually not my gift. It was just like a running gag because everybody knows I love fromage en grain. And I had another gift, but like it's just like that friendship that we have, and everybody wants to make everybody happy again. But like my day now is a lot of calls because we are remote. So I check in with people from my team each day. Also, we are in the process of hiring some people. We've been hiring for months, but so I have a lot of interviews too. I help everywhere I'm needed. Might be like in ops per se, but I might be needed in marketing one time and legal one time. But this is not just me. This is typical to everybody at Shakepay. We're always trying to help out everybody on other teams. So we're not just working in silos. It's not just ops team is ops team, legal is legal, marketing is marketing. We're all there to help each other out.
You mentioned that your career started in kind of a more traditional finance background, and then you came to Shakepay. You were a financial operations manager, and you've now become an operations lead. And your roles have kind of transitioned. How much has your role in traditional finance industry kind of helped with your role now? How much has there kind of been self-education along the way? What have you taken and what have you kind of had to learn along the way?
I think from my previous job, so analyzing public companies, like their financial statements, it helped a lot when I joined and we were just 6 people. So I had the opportunity to help with everything. So I joined and then it was like, okay, someone needs to do accounting. I'm going to help with accounting because I knew how balance sheet were working, cash flow and everything. And still like to the day, I'm still helping out with different things on a FinOps perspective, accounting perspective. But I can also use what I previously learned, which is not necessarily linked to numbers per se, but it's the sense of urgency. So when you analyze a public company and they announce something, say, I don't know, when COVID first hit, there's a company called Carnival Cruises. The stock just tanked. You have to have this sense of urgency and say, okay, there's something new in the space. Should I buy the stock or should I sell it or just hold it? And I do this now because sometimes things break or you need to make a decision right away. And it's like, okay, I'm going to stick my neck out. And I have that sense of urgency. So, yeah.
That is really interesting. We may come back to that later. But why don't you talk a little bit about what the interview process is like and what a standout candidate looks like for any of the roles that you would be hiring for in customer support?
First off, this is not just for someone wanting to join ops team, but if you're a user, you already have an account with Shakepay, hey, tell us when you're applying on the job. We really, really love to know that you're already using our product, you know how it's working. And also, we like to see people that are passionate about the space. They have a passion like for customer support. They have a passion for helping others. Because when we're customer support, we're there to help the users go where they want to be. Sometimes they have a delay with the transaction. They have a question regarding their selfie that they submitted. We want to be there for the user. It has to be coming from you, from your heart. And for customer support and KYC, we don't necessarily look at previous experience. Sure, it's great if you have previous experience that is relevant. But if you guys would look at all of the backgrounds of everybody that is part of the team, you would be amazed. People are coming from different background, and this is what is really cool at Shakepay, because as we all have different skills, different experiences, we all come together and we always share ideas because of our different background, and then we can build on those ideas. So don't think that if you don't have experience for customer support or KYC that you shouldn't apply. If you want to do it, please apply on the job, and we're going to ask you a few questions to test your writing skills for customer support. KYC, we also have some questions that we ask for those people. And then the real interview process starts. So you would be interviewed by different people from the team. And this is very important to us. We don't have only one person that interviews candidates and they decide to hire. It's really a group decision that we make. So say that we interview someone from customer support, they will perhaps talk to 4 people at Shakepay. And then once all of those interviews are done, we're going to have a basically decision call, the 4 of us at Shakepay, and we will decide if we want to hire this person or not. And again, it's a decision, it's really the group per se that makes the decision. We don't just say, okay, I think we should hire this person, done. And we always take into consideration everybody's opinion and suggestion, not just for hiring, but for all of the decisions that we make.
When Hussam had come in 2 weeks ago, he talked about how people can stand out by making something. That he had had a blog, and that was kind of his entry point into crypto and his entry point into Shakepay, like being kind of really proactive in creating something. Do you think that there's things that people can create if they want to join the KYC team or join the customer support team, like, you know, being active in our subreddit or being active in our Discord channel? Or are there other things that they can do, potentially, you know, starting a blog or other things that can potentially differentiate them from other candidates who are applying?
Yes, totally. It did happen in the past that some people would email me directly like, hey, I want to apply on customer support, and here is a paper that I wrote about Bitcoin last month. You were talking about Reddit. We actually hired someone a few months ago, and they were already acting as customer support on our Reddit account, but they were not with Shakepay, but they were already helping out other users. So when that person told me this on her interview, I was like, wow, this is amazing. You're already helping, but you're not like getting anything out of it. Like, she was not paid. It was just like pure wanting to help others, just like I was saying earlier.
You talked a little bit about what makes the Shakepay culture unique with the fromage en grain story. Is there any kind of anecdotes or anything else that you think kind of makes the Shakepay culture unique?
Yeah, so for me, like when I had my previous job in finance, I had a manager. He was the CEO, and that was it. He was making decisions. A bit like I said a few minutes ago, here at Shakepay, we all have a say. We are always pushed to share our opinions. Nobody will ever tell you, hey, you shouldn't share this. This is not your job. This is not your team. It's the exact opposite. I also had someone that told me a few weeks ago that what they really liked at Shakepay is that they never felt there was some, like you have the CEO and they make all the decision, and the other co-founder and me also being a manager, they never felt this gap between them and us. There's no like up there. There's no upper management. It's literally everybody can make decisions. Just come up with the best idea, and we're gonna make it happen. And also, if you go on our website, you will see our 5 values. And to me, our number 1 value is that we are helpful. We're helpful means that we're always going to be there to help each other. And this makes my job and my life easy, because I know I can focus on what I do best. And if I have an issue, I'm going to go in Slack. I'm going to post a message in a public channel, and I know that within 2 minutes, I'm going to have at least 20 people that will want to help me. Because this is Shakepay. We're always there to help each other out when we see there's an issue that we can help with. And if I see there's something, someone that needs help with and I cannot do it myself, perfect. I'm gonna find who can make it happen. It's really this. I don't know. I am not sure I can say family. Some people say we're not a family, but to me we are. To me, like I'm working with my family and with my friends. Everybody's my friend at Shakepay. I wouldn't be here without the team. Literally, we have a lot of fun. Like if some of you guys were on the chat a bit before 5:30, we're talking about LeBron James, and then I was joking about Chris that he was confused or he was high. Like this is the real us, just joking and having fun because we're friends.
Absolutely. While you were saying that, I had a big smile on my face the whole time. I'm not just an impartial observer here. Yeah. So everything that you say resonates true with me. If people want to come up and ask a question, we can start to transition to the Q&A portion of the call. If not, I will continue to ask questions, but feel free at any point to jump in. I know. Oh, here we go. Oh, we got. I'll do one at a time. So this first person, let's see if this works.
Consider taking Shakepay public here in Canada.
You know, that. I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the call. It's kind of a forward-looking question, so it's hard to say, and I don't know that we would necessarily kind of want to respond to like that type of question. As the dog said.
Exactly, and this is real life, people. This is my dog, and she likes to bark every once in a while.
Yeah, but you know, definitely a good and definitely an interesting question. But yeah, not something that we want to necessarily talk about in this format. Thanks for the question, though. Any other questions? Sophie, have you worked remote prior to joining Shakepay, or is Shakepay your kind of first encounter with remote work?
No, it's literally the first time that I do this. Even before COVID, we were all based in Montreal. We were remote friendly. So if I wanted to stay home, I could stay home. But I was the type of person that would go to the office each day because I want to see my friends. And I want to go out with them after work, because this is also something we do in real life when we work at the office. After our day of work, we would go out to a certain bar called, if some people are from Montreal, you shall go to this bar of all time. But what we also do now with COVID and being remote, we have happy hours on a video chat, and those last until 4 a.m. So when I tell you guys that we're friends and we love to be together, this is the proof of it. And now we're totally remote. I haven't been to the office since mid-December, and I do miss it. I say it like all the time to people. I can't wait for the office to reopen again. Just go there, like see each other. It's so different being remote. Like, yes, obviously we have Slack, we have calls, we can chat all the time. But it's so different than being like at the office, working together. I have a question, I just go to see whoever I need to talk to. They come to me. It's super easy. I miss this experience. So hopefully it's gonna come back shortly. I don't know what's gonna happen with COVID, but yeah.
You talked about being friends, and I know that we've talked about this on other calls, but how do you think that culture of being friends impacts Shakepay?
I think that's why we are here now. If we didn't have that feeling of caring, not only about the company and the product and crypto, but about us and our users, like if we didn't have that feeling, we wouldn't be here. Okay, sure, we could have a good company, a good product, okay users, okay colleagues, but this for me is literally the biggest success of my life, if I can say. We just have the best team, always there to help out, and we have a lot of fun. I'm totally biased, obviously, but I have a lot of fun. I hope you guys are feeling this through what I'm trying to say here. But yeah.
We invited a speaker up. Would you...
Oui, salut tout le monde, salut envers Shakepay puis tout le groupe. My name's Shad. I'd just like to present myself. I came in at kind of the tail end when Sophie was explaining kind of the roles in the customer support and KYC. I should first check. Are you hearing me okay?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Now, am I to understand there's an ongoing hiring process that's still continuing?
Yes, correct.
Okay, excellent. So I had actually sent something in. Now, would it be recommended to, that I send a secondary? I'm not sure. And then what I'm talking about is my CV or resume. Would I send that once again?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not an expert of Discord.
Okay.
Can you message me privately with your name? And I'm going to make sure to talk to the person that is hiring at the moment.
I will absolutely. Thank
Awesome.
you for answering my question and look forward to hearing from you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. And so, Sophie, this is also your first startup experience, correct? So you'd worked financial markets before, but now this is your first startup experience.
Yes, correct. So this is all new to me. I wasn't in the crypto world before. No startup, no working with my friends either. Yes, I was working with some friends, but like having the entire team being my friends, it's all new. And again, I'm biased, but I think this is the best company, the best team. And I have so much fun. Like I wouldn't be here if it were not for the team and for all the fun that we have together.
We have a speaker up on stage.
Hey, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. I would just like to say I really love what you guys are doing with the company and with Shakepay as a whole. I was just interested in wondering, and I asked this actually from I believe her name is Helen or HN. When do you guys think you're going to be able to get some merchandise like T-shirts, water bottles? Like I'd be super interested in stuff like that.
Yeah, we do have merch. So maybe if you want to message me after this call, I can make sure to send you some over the next couple of months. You know, with COVID, it's not easy to ship out merch. But we have some T-shirts, caps, coasters, magnets. We're looking into new products. So maybe what you suggested will be offered in the future. But yeah, please send me a message.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have another speaker coming on up.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm not sure if you guys mentioned it earlier. I kind of hopped in a bit late, but I was wondering if Shakepay has any plans on adding any other coins outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum in the near future, and if you guys personally have any projects that you're interested in yourselves or are currently holding.
You know, the forward-looking questions we probably not gonna like
totally
address
understandable.
that.
Yeah.
In this format. Yeah. Aside from the coins that we have have listed, that's.
Well, how about yourselves personally? Do you guys have any particular interest in any projects going right now?
Again, you know, I think maybe a bit beyond the scope. I do. But maybe we can have this conversation in a different voice call, because it definitely seems like it's something that people want to talk about.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in, and thank you for the question. All right. Getting towards the end of our call. What can we ask Sophie? Well, we know that, you know, at the beginning of the call, she expressed her love for LeBron James. But I was going to ask her another LeBron James related question. But if there's a question from the audience, please go.
Oh yeah, I got one that's personal. I don't know who could answer this, but I'm curious what the craziest day of work at Shakepay has looked like for someone.
That's a great question. Thank you for asking it. Sophie.
We had many actually. Something that was crazy was when the price just shot up. I don't remember when exactly, but volume it just spiked. And compared to like what we were processing on a daily basis, it was just crazy. And like at that time, I was FinOps, so I had to make sure that all of the transactions were actually being credited and debited and everything. So I was just looking at all of the transactions because we have logs. So all of the transactions that are happening at Shakepay, we can actually view all of them live. And I would just look at all of those transactions, make sure that e-transfers are getting processed, crypto is getting processed. It was just mayhem, but it was so fun. It was so crazy. And we were at the office at that time, and we were just like ecstatic. It was just awesome. Like that feeling that like what you've been building for months, years is really working, and people actually really enjoy using your product. And that's why you have so much volume. Since then, we've had other days like those, crazy days. But just like this excitement, this feeling, yeah, that's priceless.
That's awesome. Getting towards the end of the call, is there any other, if you have any last questions, now is the time to do it. Or forever regret the opportunity to ask Sophie a question in this forum, because you can always reach her.
Or
Otherwise.
maybe you will have to invite me again.
Oh!
Who knows?
Okay, if there are no other questions, I would just like to tell people that I learned a new word today, and that's sesquipedalian, which is a good long word. So if you're looking, trying to win a crossword battle, that's a good word. So just tip of the day. Sophie, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
This was great. I feel like I know a bit more about customer service and like how people could potentially kind of stand out as a candidate and what you do on a day-to-day basis. So thank you, even just for my own perspective.
Awesome. It was my pleasure. And I guess we're
Awesome.
going to chat on Slack shortly. And hopefully you will be on Fun Call tomorrow, because guys, just like I was saying, we have happy hours after work, and we're going to have one happy hour tomorrow. So just making sure that Chris, you're going to join.
Well, now I have to.
Exactly.
The one other thing I'd say to the group is next week at 5 o'clock on Thursday, on the 15th, we're going to do this type of call again with Roy, our CTO and co-founder. So if you want to come in, ask Roy some questions, we're going to do this again. So it should be good. And we will continue kind of working out the kinks and the format and what this looks like. So yeah, join us again. Otherwise, thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and we will see you again next week.
Thanks, guys.